Have you ever noticed a change in a woman's attitude? Suddenly she's more quiet, doesn't talk much, or even starts to keep her distance. What's really going on? Don't panic, but understand. Most men immediately panic and think something is wrong. But in Stoicism, we are taught to stay calm and not overreact. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't let things beyond your control shake your inner peace." Why does this happen? When a woman pulls away, it doesn't mean you should act rashly right away. It could be that she needs space, is dealing with something, or is testing your reaction. The key is to be thoughtful and not rush things. Number 1, stay calm and don't overreact. When a woman starts to pull away, the natural reaction of many men is to panic. They start wondering, what went wrong? Did I do something wrong? As a result, they may jump on the phone repeatedly, demand explanations, or even react with unnecessary emotion. But this is where the principle of Stoicism plays an important role. Calmness is key. As Epictetus said, "It is not the event that disturbs us, but the way we interpret it." When a woman keeps her distance, don't immediately assume the worst. Don't let your mind be filled with anxiety or scenarios that aren't necessarily true. Why not overreact? Overreacting will only make the situation worse. If you keep asking, pushing, or showing emotional instability, it can only drive her away. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Inner calm comes from understanding what is within our control and accepting what we cannot change." So instead of letting your emotions get the better of you, train yourself to stay calm. The best attitude in dealing with this situation is to keep calm, not overreact, and stay focused on yourself. If she needs time, give her space. If there is something that needs to be discussed, do it with a cool head. That way, you not only show maturity, but also build respect in the relationship. Number 2, give space without pressure. When a woman starts to withdraw, many men's first instinct is to try to get closer. They try to keep in touch, seek answers, or even force her to talk. But this is a big mistake that often happens. Forcing closeness can actually push her away. Why is space important? As Epictetus said, if someone doesn't want to talk to you, respect that. Do not impose your will, for their freedom is not in your control. Women, like all humans, need their own time to think, process feelings, or deal with something in their lives. Give space, not ignore. Giving her space doesn't mean you're ignoring her, but it shows that you're mature enough to respect her needs. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Know when to act and when to wait wisely." By giving her space, you show that you are not an emotionally dependent person, but someone who can remain stable in various situations. So if a woman is pulling away, let her have space without pressure. Don't push, don't force, and don't take her silence as a threat. Sometimes by letting her have her own time, you're actually giving the relationship a chance to stay healthy and develop better. Number 3, watch for changes in communication patterns. Communication is a reflection of a person's feelings. When a woman starts to withdraw, often the first thing that changes is the way she communicates. Her messages become shorter, her replies less frequent, or even more formal than usual. These are signs that shouldn't be ignored, but also shouldn't be met with an overreaction. Why is a change in communication patterns important? Socrates once said, "Speak so that I may see who you are." The way a person communicates reveals a lot about their emotional state and state of mind. If the tone of the message or its frequency changes drastically, it could be a signal that something is bothering him or he needs space. Don't panic right away, but observe. This is where Stoicism comes in. Stay calm and observe before acting. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not be hasty in interpreting things. Observe wisely before acting." If his communication pattern changes, don't immediately accuse or urge him to talk. Think about it. Is there something that makes him feel different? Are you putting too much pressure? Or maybe she's just busy. When communication changes, don't immediately overreact, but look at it sensibly. If something is really bothering her, she'll speak up when she's ready. All you need to do is stay calm, stay open, and not push for answers prematurely. Number 4. Don't immediately assume the negative. When a woman starts keeping her distance or changes her communication, our minds often immediately run to the worst-case scenario. Is she losing interest? Am I doing something wrong? Or even, is she seeing someone else? But in Stoicism, assuming the negative without evidence will only bring unnecessary suffering. Why should we control our thoughts? Epictetus once said, "People are not disturbed by events, but by how they interpret them." Negative thoughts don't always reflect reality. It could be that they're just busy, dealing with personal issues, or need some alone time. Don't let unfounded assumptions control your emotions and make you act rashly. Be calm and objective. When faced with uncertainty, Stoicism teaches us to remain rational. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you're bothered by something outside yourself, it's not the thing that hurts you, but how you think about it." Instead of overreacting, ask yourself, is there any real evidence to support this assumption? Is this just a fear in your mind? Before you let negative thoughts take over, remember to stay calm, not assume without evidence, and focus on the facts at hand. That way, you can avoid unnecessary conflicts and keep a cool head in your relationship. Number 5. Use this time for self-reflection. When someone withdraws from us, we usually focus too much on the question, "What's wrong with him?" or "Why has he changed?" But in Stoicism, the wiser question is, "What can I learn from this situation?" Instead of being busy looking for answers from others, use this time to look within yourself. Reflection is the key to growth. Socrates once said, "A life unreflected upon is a life not worth living." When a woman pulls away, perhaps this is an opportunity for you to reassess yourself. Are you too emotionally dependent? Have you treated this relationship with a healthy balance? Don't focus on the uncontrollable. Epictetus reminds us, "You have control over your thoughts and actions, but not over the thoughts and actions of others." Instead of trying to understand what's on his mind, use this time to improve yourself, be it in your emotional, mental, or life goals. Become someone who is stronger, more stable, and not easily swayed by changes beyond your control. Don't take this distance as a reason to panic or feel lost, but as an opportunity to grow, reflect, improve, and be the best version of yourself, because that's what you can fully control. Number 6. Stay consistent and not overly chasing. When someone pulls away, our first instinct may be to chase after them, sending more messages, seeking reassurance, or trying to convince them to get back on track. But in Stoicism, overreacting will only make us lose control further. What we should do is stay calm and consistent with our values. Don't seek validation, just stick with principles. Seneca once said, "If a man does not know which port he wants to sail to, no wind will help him." This means that if you focus too much on how others respond to you, you will lose your direction in your own life. Pursue your goals, not validation from others. Calmness and consistency mean more. Marcus Aurelius taught, "Don't waste your energy on things that are beyond your control. Instead, strengthen yourself." If she moves away, let her have her space, but remain a calm, consistent person, and don't change just because of this situation. Don't suddenly become someone who is desperate and loses principles, because that can only push him away even more. If he's attracted to you because of who you are, then don't change yourself just because things change. Stay consistent, don't chase too much, and focus on your own life. People who have poise and strong principles are more attractive than those who panic and lose control. Number 7. Focus on things you can control. When someone starts to drift away, we often get caught up in anxiety, wondering what went wrong, trying to figure out what we can do to change the situation, or even feeling helpless. But Stoicism teaches that the greatest suffering comes from trying to control something that is beyond our control. Control your reactions, not others. Epictetus once said, "You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it." If someone withdraws, that's his decision, and you can't force him to change. But you can control how you respond. Is it with calmness or with panic? Stop overthinking, focus on yourself. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Don't waste your energy worrying about something that is not your job." Your job is not to read his mind or find reasons why he has changed. Your job is to maintain your emotional balance, have a good day, and continue to grow as an individual. When you let go of control over the things you can't change, you will feel freer and calmer. Focus on yourself, on your growth, and on the life that still has to go on. Because at the end of the day, all you can control is yourself. Number 8. Show calm and maturity. When someone starts to withdraw, many people react uncontrollably, panicking, asking questions, or even forcing the situation to return to normal. But in Stoicism, calmness is a sign of maturity, and maturity is true strength. Seneca once said, "The calm man rules himself more than those who rule the whole world." This means that if you can stay calm in a difficult situation, you show that you are not someone who is easily swayed by external changes. True maturity is not about controlling others, but about controlling yourself. Being mature means not letting emotions take control. Marcus Aurelius taught, "A person of strong mind does not overreact to things he cannot control." If someone walks away, the best response is not to despair or panic, but to show that you are stable enough to accept the situation without drama. Calmness and maturity. Not only show that you are strong, but also that you understand your own value. Calm people are more attractive, more respected, and more appreciated than those who get carried away. So no matter what happens, keep yourself steady, because that's the mark of someone who truly has control over their life. Number 9. If need be, communicate calmly and clearly. When someone starts to withdraw, we often hesitate. Is it necessary to talk about it, or is it enough to remain silent and accept the situation? In Stoicism, communication is not about forcing answers, but about conveying thoughts calmly, clearly, and with control. Speaking calmly is a strength, not a weakness. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can hear twice as much as we speak." That means before expressing your feelings or asking what happened, listen well first. If you decide to speak up, do it with calmness, not with demands or pressure. Use clear, not emotional words. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Say only what needs to be said, and say it with kindness." When speaking, avoid a blaming or assuming tone. Use straightforward words without exaggeration. For example, instead of saying, "Why have you changed?" say, "I feel a distance between us. Is there something you want to tell me?" Communicating calmly and clearly shows that you are mature and value a healthy relationship. Not all problems need to be solved with words, but if you do need to talk, make sure it's done with calmness and sincerity. Because as Stoicism teaches, it's not just what we say, but also how we say it that matters. There is nothing we can really control other than ourselves. When someone starts to withdraw, the first response is usually fear, anxiety, or even the urge to fix the situation immediately. However, Stoicism teaches us to face all this with calmness, wisdom, and deeper understanding. In every situation, the choice is always ours: react with fear or act with wisdom. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding how to control them. Remain calm, wise, and trust that what is destined to remain in your life will remain on its own. Be stable like a mountain, which stands firm despite the wind.